Hello everyone, I am starting MCQ series. What happens is we will have a clarity in concepts, but sometimes MCQs will be quite confusing even if you have known the concepts. Therefore, it will be good that we discuss a few MCQs. So, because I am doing network concepts in the theoretical part, here also I am starting with the network MCQs. Okay, I will be uploading MCQ videos on every subject alongside. Okay, in every video you will find 20 questions. So now we are starting from 1 to 20. So first 20 questions, or it will be basic, not only 20 questions, maybe till 100 questions you might have lower difficulty level questions, and after 100 questions the difficulty level might increase. So let us start with our MCQ. Okay, so the first MCQ here is, which layer is responsible for data translating? We know data translating, encryption, decryption, and machine understandable format to user understandable format. All these things are done by which layer? It is definitely not application, it is not network, it is not data link. It is which layer? It is your presentation layer. Okay, it is your presentation layer. Sorry, the marker color is not good. It is your presentation layer. So layer responsible for data translation is presentation layer. Next, end-to-end connectivity is provided from host to host in. See, you know, we have discussed what is host to host, what is process to process, what is end to end. Everything we have discussed in the concept videos. Here, end-to-end connectivity is provided from host to host. See, host to host is actually your network layer, but here they are asking end to end connectivity. Some questions will be a little twisted, and twist and turns are there in the questions, MCQ questions, so we will have to be a little careful. But here they have asked end to end connectivity. So end to end connectivity is provided by, obviously it is provided by your transport layer. So transport layer will be the answer here. Next, in OSI model, which of the following layers transforms information from machine format into user understandable format? Again, we saw what does presentation layer do. So here the machine format into user understandable format is done by obviously your presentation layer. Okay, answer is presentation layer. Next, the dash layer decides the location of synchronization points. See, I like to give you one tip here. Most of the people will be well versed in physical layer, data link layer, network layer. Okay, most of the questions, most of the multiple choice questions in the competitive exams will be asked on session layer, transport layer, and presentation layer. Most of the times, it is not that other layers are not asked, but because they'll know that students will not have been put interest in these three layers, so I request you to have a good hold on the presentation session and the transport layer as well. Okay, so here the question says synchronization points. Obviously, when synchronization and dialog control comes into existence, we know it is our session layer which is doing all that. So session layer is the answer. Next, the dash layer is the layer closest to the transmission medium. Okay, so which is a transmission medium. Okay, transmission medium, this is our transmission medium. So which is our first layer here, which is very closer to this transmission medium? Obviously it is our physical layer, right? So answer will be physical layer. Right. Next, decryption and encryption of data are the responsibilities of dash layer. We have already discussed this from the first question. It is none other than our presentation layer. Dialog control is the function of dash layer. Again, we discussed synchronization and dialog control is the functionality of session layer. Good to go. Great. Next, mail services and directory services are available to the network users through dash layer. See, whenever it comes to mail services, it is obviously you can connect it to your Gmail or something, Gmail, your WhatsApp Messenger. See, directory services, downloading anything. So all this happens through your application. You do it through your browser or your Gmail application, whatever it is. So obviously browser and all comes into existence in which layer? In application layer. Okay, in application layer. So application layer is the answer for this. Next, in a network with 25 computers, which topology would require the most extensive cabling? So options are mesh, star, bus, and ring. It might be any number of computers, guys. Here they have given us 25 computers, but I am telling you, It might be any number of computers. Extensive cabling is required in, extensive cabling is done where? It is obviously done in not star. Star doesn't require extensive cabling, not bus, not ring. It is obviously mesh. Mesh is the correct answer. A mesh topology requires extensive cabling. It might be any number of computers for that matter. Next, with respect to the channel access methods in broadband network, which of the following statements are correct? So the options are: token passing is a more fair method than CSMA CD. See, token passing is something like you have different, consider this is one LAN, this is one LAN, this is one LAN, okay. Token passing is something you send the information from one LAN to the another, one LAN to the another. You give the access at that point in a round robin manner, that is why it is called token ring, okay. It is not a fair method. It is not fair method than CSMA CD. It is definitely not. Notice the next option: token passing is more stable in heavy traffic conditions. No, how can it be more stable? Consider this very huge traffic between these two links. After it sends the data from this LAN, it comes here and it directly sends here. It doesn't even check whether there is traffic or not. It is not at all stable in traffic conditions. So even option B is not the correct answer. Let us see option C. CSMA CD is more stable in heavy traffic conditions. Yeah, this is true. See, we have discussed in our concept videos about CSMA CD. Carrier sends multiple access with collision detection. When you are detecting the collision, you will get to know whether there is heavy traffic over the signal or not. So yeah, definitely CSMA CD is more stable in heavy traffic conditions. This is the correct answer. Let us see what is the option D. Adding and removing nodes to CSMA CD LAN is easier than to do in token passing. No, in token passing it is easier, but in CSMA it is not so easy. So even option D is wrong. So our correct option will be option C. CSMA CD is more stable in heavy traffic conditions. Next, devices on one network can communicate with devices on another network via, options are option A, file server, option B, printer server, option C, utility server, and option D is gateway. Your correct option is, maybe all know, it is gateway, because when you are trying to communicate from one network to another network, you need a gateway for data communication. It is not file server, printer server, not utility server. It is quite easy question here. Next, a distributed network configuration in which all data or information pass through a central computer is. C, a distributed network configuration in which all data or information passes through a central network. Okay. Bus, no, it doesn't pass through a central network. Ring, how is it passing through central network? No, it is passing sequentially. Star, yeah. See, what is star? Whatever data this machine has to send, it has to pass through this, and then only it has to go to here. So maybe this is the correct answer. Point to point, no, not to point to point, not point to point. So the correct answer is your star network. Just read the question here again. A distributed network configuration in which all the data or information passes through a central. See, this is the central component. Okay, central computer is your star network. Star is the correct answer. Modulation is a process of. Modulation is a process of what? Converting, sending a file from one computer to another computer? No. Converting a digital signal into analog signal? Let us see about the options here, because it is confusing. Digital to analog, analog to digital. This is a quite confusing question, guys, and you need to be really good in this. Okay. Option C is converting analog signals into digital signals. Okay. Echoing every character that is received. Echoing every character that is received. See, conversion of modulation. This is one term which you have to know. Modulation is a process which helps you convert, understand this point, which helps you convert digital signals into analog signals. Okay. So for modulation happens through your transmitter. Okay, so modulation is a process which converts digital signals into analog signals. Digital to analog, just remember this, digital to analog, this is modulation. What about analog to digital? A to D, it is demodulation. So if D comes last, digital comes last, it is demodulation. If digital comes first, it is modulation. Just remember this, it is some kind of a trick, that's it. So conversion of digital signals into analog signal is called modulation. Okay, next, IP is responsible for dash communication, while TCP is responsible for dash communication. Okay, so IP, what is IP? Internet protocol, right? What is TCP? Transfer protocol, right? So here host to host, process to process is your option A. Option B is process to process, host to host. Option C, process to process, process to process again. And option D, node to node and host to host. See guys, these type of questions will turn out to be really confusing for you people. We know IP address is what? IP address actually takes your information about the host, which network you are connected to, okay, which network you are connected to, and information about your ID, some ID about your network, some network ID it is asking, which is totally related to your host, okay, which is totally related to your host. IP address asks information to connect for host to host, okay, host to host. Next, TCP. TCP is responsible, see, TCP is always responsible for your process to process, okay, it will determine from which process you are sending. I will tell you one more thing, host is your mobile and process could be your browser or WhatsApp messenger. So whatever goes and asks information from your host is your IP, whichever goes information, exchange of information happens to the process, it happens through TCP. So the correct option here is host to host and process to process. In token ring, the token can be removed by the nearest downstream neighbor, the receiving station, the ring monitor, the nearest upstream neighbor. Here the privilege of removing the token is only given to the ring monitor, okay, is only given to the ring monitor. I'll tell you one thing, nothing about token ring is so much important, but questions have been asked, that is why I'm telling you. See, consider you have 3 LANs connected, okay, 3 LANs connected, okay, one will take up as the ring monitor, it will initiate the data to be sending, it will strip the data, it will accept the data and it will send it again, the access is given to this LAN and next it goes to this LAN, so it again continues, and whoever initiates, no, whoever is a ring monitor, only that person has the privilege to remove that token from the ring. So the ring monitor has the privileges. So answer C is the right option. Who strips the data frame from the token ring? Destination station, the first station which wants to transmit data, the sending station, the station next to the destination station. Here stripping the data from the token ring network, okay, before sending it will see what the data is, okay, what the data is which is received from the immediate neighbor. So whichever station is presently sending the data, that station will strip the data frame, okay. So answer, so the option C is the correct option here. Sending station will strip the data. A device that links two homogeneous packet broadcast local network is, see, when it comes, whenever you encounter a word called homogeneous, it is two homogeneous, a device that links two homogeneous packet broadcast local networks, that is two local area networks, okay, two local area networks, and which are homogeneous, which means they have same network, okay, they have same network. So two homogeneous LANs, it is bridge, but if it is not homogeneous, it is gateway, okay, it is, if it is not homogeneous, then it is a gateway, but here since it is homogeneous, it is bridge. TCP is operated at the data link layer, option A. Option B, connection oriented and unreliable, connection oriented and reliable, connection less and unreliable. So as we already know, TCP is connection oriented and UDP is connection less. So TCP is connection oriented and reliable. So option C will be your correct answer. It is connection oriented and it is also reliable. Here match the following: session layer, transport layer, application layer, MDI, medium independent interface. Okay, so here see session layer. First let us look for session layer. What does session layer do? It doesn't physical channel, nowhere it is related to physical channel. Provides end-to-end connectivity, no. Provides organized means to exchange data between users, that is synchronization. Organized means it will organize the means to exchange data. So yeah, this is correct. So for option A, this is the answer. Next, transport layer. Transport layer, it is obviously, we can see that option 2 is matching here. Provides end-to-end connectivity. Application layer. So application layer supports an end user. Option, see, this is, I think so this is the answer. Supports an end user process and performs required file transfer. Obviously file transfer and all comes under application layer, so this is the option for application layer. And medium dependent interface, connects data communication in exchange into physical channel. So MDI is for this. Next, unmodulated signal coming from a transmitter is known as. So here I will tell you one more thing. There are two types of signals, okay, baseband signal and a broadband signal. What is baseband? Baseband is digital signal, okay. I'll write it down here. Baseband and broadband, there are two types of network, baseband and broadband network. Baseband network is digital, okay, your broadband network is analog. And one more difference I can quote here is baseband and signal is bidirectional. Here broadband network is only unidirectional, okay. And here this is, if you see something which is coming from the transmitter, okay, it is coming from the transmitter and it is unmodulated signal. It is an unmodulated. See, whenever a transmitter modulates a signal, it becomes a carrier signal, okay. It is unmodulated signal coming from transmitter. So the answer should be baseband signal. Answer should definitely be baseband signal, okay. So an unmodulated signal coming from a transmitter is baseband signal. If what if is modulated, whenever a signal is modulated, it becomes a carrier signal, okay. It is unmodulated, so it is baseband signal. Just remember this thing, okay. There is a huge difference between baseband and broadband. Mostly if you encounter next multiple choice questions, we will discuss in detail. For now, this is all, guys. Hope these multiple choice questions will be helpful for you people.